want to, but I'm gonna try. When she left me, yeah, died a little bit inside. You know, maybe things are gonna be alright. 'Cause I just wanna see the light.
It's Tina
Yeah, I just wanna
Dude
see the
Showtime!
light.
And they're on in a race time. But I know which way to go, left or right. It's all eyes on the Ferrari. Xylo has done the impossible. This is the move. This is the moment.
And that puts Rapture on the podium.
But it's this man who comes home victorious. It's Red Bull and Drix who win. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another round. We're here on round freaking 7 with Moose Racing League's Tier 1 Championship. My name is Eli. I'm super stoked to be with you guys here tonight. You guys also know me as Punju, and I'm joined by an amazing co-commentator, our very good friend, Mr. Tolby. Tolby, how are you doing, my guy?
I am fantastic, man. Good day of racing.
Oh, yeah. It's been a great day of
better.
racing. Literally every single tier has been as electric as we could possibly ask for, and obviously we're ending it off here in Tier 1 where it just gets super wild. We know that these Tier 1 challengers are always as on the edge of their seats as possible, and I'm expecting nothing but the best out of these guys. Last week was pretty nuts. Were you able to watch it?
I don't think I watched Tier 1. I think I watched every other tier except for this one.
It's funny, you missed one of the best races probably of the entire week.
Oh, of course I did.
It was so good. It ended up with a person who has yet to find himself on the top of the timetables throughout this whole season. Actually, since last season, finally getting a win as well. It was Xylo, our championship contender from last season, who ended up not winning the championship on the last race. He finally got his first win, and it then created this crazy trend that we now have 6 race winners so far in Tier 1 for 6 races. A different winner every single race. And what that tells me...
It might be a momentum swifter for a momentum changer for Xylo, too.
I know.
Back in his old form of last season.
Yeah, his whole season has just been super, for lack of a better term, just like a little bit lackluster. And for it to come back the way that it did last week, it definitely is quite potentially a momentum shift. We've had 6 different race winners so far this season, and that means there's only, there's only up from here. We might even get a 7th one. You never know. That being said, I say we go ahead and take a look at some of these notes that I've got today. I did actually mention that. But that, could be today's day for Giants fan. Did you know he's leading the championship without a single win? Dude.
No, I didn't. That's crazy.
It's nuts. He's the only one in the top 5, I want to say, that has no win, and he's leading the championship. So
just consistent, probably just that consistent P2, P3.
Yep, very consistent P2, P3. Somehow has found his way to lead this championship. Now, I know him to be very good at this track, but also Drix, as we know, is pretty nuts. And no driver has won 2 times this season, so this might be Drix's opportunity to do it, or it might be Giants fan to get a 7th individual race winner here in Tier 1. Now, one little shout out I want to give to DeFi. He's actually a brand new full-time driver here, so I wanted to give him a little bit of love. Did you watch DeFi at all the last couple weeks? He did reserve 2 weeks ago, reserve again last week, and now he's up to full-time.
No, but I did do some socials with him this past week.
He's good, isn't he?
Yeah, he's very quick. He's going to be up there with Giants fan and Drix for sure.
Mm-hmm. Now that scares me because that just means that Mercedes just got 2 strong drivers in Tier 1. So they've got a solid chance. Now, obviously, your Red Bull team, Scorn-Z and CDR Nathan, have had mixed results so far here in Tier 1, so we'll see what they can do. But my drivers to watch today is definitely Drix, Giants fan, and Magical Forehead, who sits comfortably in P3, also with a race win. However, he's actually not here tonight. Looks like he's been replaced. So if I was to put in a 3rd person in there, ooh, I might say Xylo. Who do you think you would say?
With probably, I'm gonna jump on the DeFi train.
A DeFi train.
It hurts me to go for a Mercedes. But
I mean, you never know. He could be pretty dang quick here tonight. in France. Now, speaking of France, we haven't been here in a hot minute. It's actually been since season 3. Let's go ahead and take a look at our track map. We've got 3.6 miles of absolute insanity, 15 turns, with, fun fact, over 100 different track variations available at this track. But the F1 track variation is super fun. A little bit of undulation here, lots of crazy big sweepers, and only good action comes out of this track, especially in that first sector is where it always goes down. Now, the big DRS zones is obviously right after the end of Sector 1, and then going through the start-finish straights where all your DRS is going to get activated and used up. So we'll see what these drivers can do across these 3.6 miles. Colby.
It actually used to be one of my least favorite tracks.
Interesting.
Until I learned how to take those late apex corners. Once I learned how to take take Sector 3, it's one of my favorites.
Sector 3 was what was your bane?
Yeah, all the late apex corners.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, actually, speaking of Sector 3, that's one interesting thing to note about this track is its safety car call-in point is ridiculously early compared to a majority of tracks out there. The Sector 3 marker point is so early, it allows people to sit away from the safety car and really have this giant buffer in case you do get safety cars. So we'll see how that's going to play out, of course. Now, we're talking a little bit about safety cars. We haven't even gotten a chance to take a look at this race. How about we jump in and we'll see what's going on in this qualifying session? How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Let's go ahead and check it out. We're already on the camera of Sketchy Bull, is who we started out with, but we've got Xylo at a 29.0 already on the board with a disgusting lap time. How about that for a start?
That's what I'm saying. Last week might have been a momentum shifter for him.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Since this season has just gone so poor for him, he needs those momentum shifters for sure. And if there's any track to do it, it'd be a track like this where the racing's going to be super tight. The overtakes are going to be plentiful. And so, being in a good qualifying position is definitely going to be helpful, but it's not entirely necessary. We'll see what they can do. Oh, there goes Drix in 28.6. Have you taken a look at some of Drix's time trials, actually? He's a good time for me to segue.
No, I haven't. They're usually, all of them are usually top 50 in the world anyway, so.
Yeah, this one happens to be top 4 in the world.
Of course it does.
Yeah, of course it does, right? He just recently, I think today, beat Daniele Haddad, the Williams esports driver. So I think he's third in the world right now, if I recall correctly. So we shall see if he can translate that into some good pace here on track. Now, he did just do a little quali session simulator. Guess what his quali lap time was in that session simulator?
28.2.
Very close, actually. 28.1, even better.
It's ridiculous.
Like, where do you find that time, right? I don't get it.
No idea.
No idea. Now, when we're talking about your drivers, Toby, I always want to give some love to your drivers because the Red Bulls here are actually two friends. They're just super cool people, Scornsy and Nathan. And right now, we actually got Nathan out there on an outlap. It looks like it's an invalid outlap, of course, as they always are. He's getting those tires warm, getting those brakes warmed up too, and burning off a little bit of fuel. One thing I always caution people, though, about this track, I don't know if this has happened to you at all. Have you ever run out of fuel on your in-lap on this track?
No, come very close.
Yeah, it's always
I'm usually
tight.
under 0.1 by the time I get there.
Always, right?
Right there.
Yeah. And so, whenever I see people burning off fuel like Nathan just was here on this outlap, I'm always a little bit concerned that they might not find their way back to the pits. But it doesn't matter quite yet. He's got a hot lap to get through with 11 minutes left in this session counter. He's starting his first one. CDR Nathan, let's go on board for him. Hard into turn 1, right at the beginning of that curbing on the outside. Looks really solid through it. Gets over the curbing into turn 2. Perfect line. And he's on his way through turn 3. We got DeFi, who just set a time right there to 29.091, sits himself in third. Mercedes looking solid. Missed a little bit of cutting opportunity there in turn 5 and 6. Now he's back into it here with that really tight right-hander. And the ending of Sector 1, beginning of Sector 2, a bit squirrely.
Got a squirrely, yeah.
That was a little sketchy now, but nice on that DRS section. In this DRS straight, drivers will reach crazy speeds up to 215 miles an hour, depending on their setup. Some even higher. He's going to hit a 208. And then hard braking into the chicane in the middle of the straightaway to break it up, slow down that momentum that he otherwise would have been having going into this next flat right-hander. This part of the track is where stuff gets sketchy. I see a lot of people make big mistakes here at this wide sweeping right-hander hairpin coming up the Leclerc corner, as we many times call it. Toby, did you happen to look at the thumbnail image for today?
No, I didn't.
It was definitely a Ferrari nosing it into the wall right there.
Oh, Lord.
That's a nice little homage to to Charles Leclerc.
Charles.
Yep, to his season last season. But right now we're looking at a Red Bull, not a Ferrari, and this Red Bull's flying through the final sector. Pretty solid final corner, too. He's going to be back in the power hardcore, hits that DRS zone, and he's going to come across the line. Where will he find himself on the timesheets? At a 29.6, only good enough for 14th. At a 29.6. What?
That's crazy. How fast this tier has gotten over the past 2 seasons is remarkable.
It's wild. And speaking of the speed, there's actually some people that I want to highlight right now. It's Sketchy Bull and Sebi, good friends outside of Moose Sprint Sneak as well, and they are identical on times right now. Sketchy Bull only getting the position probably because of his driver number, but they're dead identical to the 1,000th. Some other tight gaps we've got is basically all up and down this timetable. We got a tight one between Scornsy and Gamer. Good qualifying from Gamer so far to 29.335. Another tight one between Zeech and Speedy Goose. 6 1,000ths of a second between the two of them. This is crazy, man. This is nuts. Welcome to Tier 1, Toby. How are you liking it so far?
Right? It blows my mind. I just don't understand where all the time is at.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty nuts. Well, all these guys are out on outlap. Let's go ahead and take a look at our calendar that we got coming up. Obviously, we're here at France for round 7, going into round 8 next week for Netherlands, and then the final 2 rounds of Monza and Monaco. I still can't believe we're finishing in on Monaco. What do you think about that one, Tolby? Do you think it's going to be a great way to finish here?
Monaco. I love it.
Oh, you're a big fan of it.
I mean, it's not. I don't know if it's going to make for good, for a good finale as far as enthusiasm. Like, it's not going to be a good watch. Yeah, just like in IRL, it's not a good watch. Everyone knows you just watched Saturday.
That's fair. However, I think that here in Tier 1, I think it's going to be a little bit different because I expect the championship to be down, to the wire by the time we get to the final race. And so for Monaco to be that tense, it just means people are going to make mistakes.
And everyone's just going to throw everything out the window and just go for it.
Yep.
I mean, nothing to lose this last race of the season.
Nothing to lose, exactly, yeah. Well, hey, speaking of those drivers that have nothing to lose, let's go ahead and take a look at our standings. We still got Giants fan, like we mentioned, up at the top. But second place is Magical Forehead, and third is Minico, still holding on by a thread after that first race win of the season. And then from there, it just gets a little bit more hilarious. It's Drix in 4th somehow already. Xylo in 5th, and then Double A's in 6th. Don't Blink in 7th, looks like. 8th to Sketchable, 9th Dougie Falcons. Their highest up reserve, and 10th to Mr. Nathan. Which, we mentioned that he hasn't necessarily had the best results, but looks pretty decent so far when we look at those standings, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not too
I'll
bad.
definitely take it.
Yeah, definitely take it. Now, I mentioned we had
any
7
points I
race
can
winners. Yeah, exactly right. Any points you can get. I mentioned we already had a bunch of different race winners. Here's a nice little graphic for you guys to look at all the different people who have gotten race wins so far this season. It's been absurd to see how it's been so varied. You can see the fastest lap is all over the all over the place as well. It's just been a crazy session so far this season, so it's only gonna get crazier. And I'm so stoked, man. It's been a heck of a season. We got Speedy Goose right now on his camera catching a little bit of traffic on his hot lap. He's about to cross the sector marker. He's actually already crossed the sector marker, so we're not gonna see if he's up or down in his time, but I think he is up in it, considering the fact he's still burning, going hard. Gets through 2 more drivers. All these drivers doing a really good job of getting out of his way when he's on a hot lap as well. So I will say great driver etiquette shown from the whole Tier 1 grid right here. Speedy Goose, good final corner. Will he improve on that existing 29.356? Needs 200ths of a second to get a 1 position. He'll get more than that. It's a 29.093, 2.5 tenths up to 7th. 2 1,000ths of a second off of DeFi, who is on an invalid lap right now.
This race is going to be insane.
What? Yep, it's always like this now, Toby. It's just unreal. Giants fan and Snakey separated by 1 1,000th of a second, sitting in
P4
second
to
and third.
P7 is 200ths of a second.
I love it, man. I love it. It's the tight grip, it's so nuts, man. It's a tight grid all the way up and down. Also, hello to everybody in the chat. Hope you guys are all doing great. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. I see Rage Quit, Alex, otherwise known as Throat Yogurt. God, what a name.
The best name in MRL history.
Magical Forehead, Kiss My Axe. Hello, friends. Sebi, how you doing? Sketchy Boy, I see you. Jordan as well. Sniper, I see you. Guys, it's so great to see you guys. P1 through 16 so far is all separated by 1 second. And Sketchy Bull is actually not that far off of Drix's existing time, though Drix is on the hot lap. And Tolby, I hate to say it, Drix is up on his time, By 2/10 already.
By 2/10. Good God.
No,
I don't get it.
It's only getting faster. At this current rate, it's a 28-4. Will we see anybody get sub 28-3? If not Drix. Do you think anybody can get that close?
I mean, you can't ever count Giants fan out. Giants fan usually battles Drix pretty well.
That's a good point. You never really can. Now, however, I will say Giants fan oftentimes a little bit better in the qualifying session, but Drix making a bit of a mistake, in my opinion, on that sector 3 right there. Let's see if this actually ends up working out for him. He's going to come across the line. Currently at 28.6. It's fat. It's a 28.287.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
Well, there's your 28-3 broken, but you said besides Drix.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he only barely broke it, to be fair. But wow, indeed, from Jordan, his team principal, who has the pickup of the century when it comes to just raw speed. There's nobody else like him on the grid in the entire league at this current moment. This is unreal how fast that is. Alpine, though, after last week's only session to have, it's the only week to have one team score less than double digits. Let's go ahead and actually take a look at those full team standings. They had 3 points last week. Now they've got 2 people sitting in the top 3 of this qualifying session. What a turnaround for Alpine this week.
Alpine needs a win.
They do.
Some kind of win. They really do.
They really do. And, you know, I think given the fact they're literally half the points, actually 1 point less than exactly half of P1, which is insane, by the way. I will say, what a bounce back they've had all day today. Every single tier, they've actually done super well, super consistently solid. And so, you know, it's ripe for a good session here in Tier 1. Now, I see Semtex is in the chat. He says, shush, no curse. You never know. Hopefully I don't curse you, but I do have a habit of doing that, so I'm sorry in advance if I do.
And every other tier today, the Mercedes has gone the other way.
Yeah. They have not really had it too much today, so maybe this will be the day where either Drix will carry the team on his back, as he often does, or it'll be the day where Mercedes just doesn't have a good day. You never know. You never know. Jordan says that Drix should ego retire, and honestly, I would if I was him too. Save some tires.
Nah, he wants to go faster.
You're right, he does. All the drivers are coming out right now. It's going to be a hectic final lap. You can see there's still some people still sitting in the pits. They need to get out ASAP. Most of them are actually driving out of the pits right now, so get ready for a bit of a scrappy final lap. Xylo, though, is currently on a lap. He's the only one on a lap right now. Besides Zeech, actually, he's on one as well. He's a little far away, and Double A's also looks like he's on a lap. Catching traffic. Double A's did just finish. Yes, he's at 29.164. Not bad. Not bad. Zeech catching so much traffic. He's saving it as late as possible to get out of the way. He's 9/100ths of a second up on his time. Almost a full 10th. Right now, he's at a 29.21. Which is literally a whole second away from pole position right now, which is still insane to me. And Xylo crosses the line at a 28.729, puts himself in second as of right now. But Sketchy Bull, Snaky, Giants fan, Snowman, DeFi, Speedy Goose, Minico, all within a genuine striking distance of that position of second place at 28.7. There's Drix's retirement.
Ego retired. Yeah.
Smart one right there.
I guess he didn't have enough time to get out anyway.
Yeah. I mean, he probably did if he would have decided to get in there and go quicker, but he was just like, yeah, there's just no point. I'm getting pole.
Didn't improve.
He did not know. Puts himself at a 29.1. Minico starting a lap. Let's go ahead and see what he's got. Currently at a 29.135. He's out there pretty far up in the order of those that do need to go qualify again. Comes over turns 1 and 2 pretty solid. I think he had a little bit left on the table right there. Hard turn in right there. Looking really solid. Invalidates, unfortunately.
Invalidates.
You can see him have a bit of a frustrating moment right there for making that mistake.
I try to cut that corner a lot, too. You can gain a lot of time by taking a lot of that curb.
Yeah, you have to, honestly.
Really, yeah.
It's risky.
Really easy to invalidate.
Yep. And Speedy Goose looks like he's invalidated as well, so the best he will have is a 29.093. DeFi, already ahead of him, is also invalidated. Yellow Snowman, valid, and on an out lap, so not quite, mattering yet. Snaky starting one. Sketchy Bull, valid. Will he be faster as he comes out of Sector 2? He was slower through Sector 1. He did not find time in Sector 2. He's going to have a rough time of it, right?
The 10th up.
Yeah. Uh-oh. That could be enough. 1.5 tenths, actually.
Snaky. Oh, he was invalidated. My bad.
Yep, bit of a mistake there. if Giants fan can have a solid sector 3, he's got a genuine shot at grabbing second place off of Xylo and kind of sneaking in there. He had a 10th and a half already on it, and he was exactly 2/10 away from Xylo. So if he really kills it here through sector 3, really good turn in for the penultimate corner and final corner. Also looks great. Uses just enough curb, but a bit of a mistake on that exit right there. I think maybe lost about a couple hundredths. Can he beat Xylo here to the line? He does not. He goes fourth at 28.80, but Sketchy Bull does. Sketchy Bull 28.688, and Snaky invalid. Yellow Snowman valid and flying. About to come across the sector marker. He's 1/10 up. Put him at a 28.9 at this current moment, and in genuine contention for higher than 5th, maybe even 4th, if he can find a little bit more time. DeFi's done at a 7th place best. Speedy Goose best at 8th right now. Double A, Zeech all behind them. Minico also done. Scornsy in 13th. He's on one right now. It looks like he's not too far into the lap as well. Scornsy, where's he at? There he is. Actually coming across the final little bits of the lap. Let's see how he handles this final couple corners. Your driver here, Tolby. What's Scornsy going to get? Comes over the line.
He might improve a little bit, not by much.
You're right.
Close. Yeah,
Oh,
10th.
actually.
Oh, he jumped up to P8. That's crazy. A 10th jumped him up that far.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Just a 10th did all that work for him. And nobody else out there left to qualify. Yellow Snowman could not improve. He's got 29.077, and that's it for qualifying. Wow. Braided Axe never even got a valid lap, and he sits in the back. And we are off into the race session with Drix starting on pole. No surprise. Great
by
qualifying
4/10
from him. By 4/10. Yeah, not even by a small margin, by a disgusting margin. That's Drix. 4.01 tenths of a second. Absolutely insane. Xylo sits in 3rd, though. Great qualifying from him right behind Sketchy Bull. Just 4/100ths of a second. Then Giants fan to 4th. Estenbot, great session in 5th. Dougie Falcons is the reserve in 6th. Snaky in 7th. Scornsy in 8th. Yellow Snowman in 9th, and DeFi in 10th, just besting Speedy Goose by 2/1000th of a second, who's outside of the top 10. Then we go Minico, Double A, Zeech, Sebi, Gamer, Dreams is a reserve, Nathan, J-Joe, and a no qualifying time for Braided Axe. Now, of course, we see 1.5 seconds separates the top 19, but it's 1 second separates the top 15, and if you remove Drix, it's only half a second separates 2nd through 15th place.
That's insane.
Dude, what? And, Toby, do you see a bit of a dark circuit out there?
It does look cloudy.
It does it not? Do we think we're going to get some
We've had
rain?
2 races in a row where it's gone from dry to wet back to dry.
That's true. And those are my personal favorite conditions. I think when it gets all scrappy like that and drivers have to make crazy strategy calls, that's when the fun happens, you know?
Right. Because all you have to do is mess up. All right, well, I'm going to go in this lap. And it's the wrong call, and you just lost 3 seconds.
Exactly. It happened it happened in Tier 3 to Shrimpies. He was out there looking pretty solid in the lead, and he went in and got mediums instead of inters and put him way back to the back of the grid. Had to fight to get back up. So
I was engineering that race, and we're like, what is he doing? Why is he putting on slicks?
Yeah. Just made a mistake.
And he just fell way down the order.
Yep, he didn't think that it was going to stay inters, and unfortunately it did. It got really bad actually, and the inters became very strong. Now, one thing that's very interesting, like we've all talked about, every single tier has basically talked about, is the fact that every setup here is quite varied. And so if we do have people running the higher downforce, they just like the higher downforce, they're at an extreme advantage here, because if it does go rain, they've got more downforce.
Right.
Right. However,
I feel like there's more time to pick up in late sector 1, sector 2, and then sector 3 than there is on the 2 straights.
Agreed. Absolutely. I think the straights are long, don't get me wrong, but they're not like that long. Like especially the start finish straight, not that much.
Right.
Sebi is saying basically right off the start it's going to switch from dries to wets. Gamer saying in about 5 minutes or so. So looks like it's going to be a pretty quick shift from these dry tires onto some inters and maybe even full wets by the end of the race. Do we see it getting that bad? If it does. You say hopefully. I like it. Wow, you were brave. I'm hearing
good racing.
I'm watching a little bit of the tier 1 chat, and I'm seeing some people love these session weathers, and some people are absolutely hating it. So we'll see. Minico especially is really a big fan of it, but Sebi seems to not like it. We'll see what we've got here. We got some lights about to count down. I'll give you guys the call out. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 lights are on. And they're off. And they're off for the drivers. It is race time with a great start right there for the Mercedes of Drix. Phenomenal launch. Xylo all the way up into second already, snapping. Sketchy Bull significantly snapping him. He goes down to third pretty comfortably. Giants fan sits in fourth. Dougie Falcons might get in front of him. He does get in front of him. We got a yellow flag in the back. It's a McLaren of Speedy Goose. And J-Joe, the Aston Martin as well, getting collected at the very back. Braided Axe may have also been caused up into it. And a VSC is out at turn 2. How about that? Classic France, is it not, Toby? Oh, my God.
Very much so.
Oh,
I mean, you don't see too many full safety cars, but
That's
definitely a couple of VSC.
yeah, that's true. It looks like there was probably just some pretty gnarly debris. Let's see if you got people missing wings. Speedy Goose is missing a full wing. Braided Axe is missing an end plate. The Haas Gamer, oh, he must have dropped down significantly because he was way higher up. And he gets a 5-second for severe collision as well. Unfortunate for him. J-Joe sits in 17th. And let's go ahead and take a look at our data right here. I want to see position changes. Yeah, Gamer's down 2 positions. Speedy Goose down 9. DeFi down 5. He had a really terrible start. And Dreams is
6.
wow, what a start for him. But the moment we say that, now he's losing tons of time. And Sketchy Bull and Xylo almost go side by side into that fast right hander. Holy crap. These guys are crazy, man. Drick's already 3.5 tenths away from the rest of the group. What tires is everybody running on? Let's see. We've got basically everybody on softs with a couple outliers. Interesting. They all want to play for that rain. Estimba on the
starting on
mediums.
hards
That was a
questionable
mistake.
for me. I don't know why you'd make that call if it's going to rain that early.
Yeah, right. Maybe he just didn't look or notice it somehow. I'm not sure. I don't know how you could miss that, you know, but oh, somebody's way off. Somebody's way off.
Alpine, Snaky.
Snaky. Oh my gosh.
Missing in plate.
Yeah,
His
he
left
is missing
end
the plate. Oh wow, what a view we
I saw
had
it in
from
the
that
background.
one. Yeah, that was quite a view. We already have a fast lap, of course, from Drix. Super speedy. And Snaky now going to be losing tons of time. Yellow Snowman alongside him going into the middle of Sector 1 where it gets all tight. Makes the pass no problem. Snaky's going to be under serious pressure from Dreams. Oh, Dreams almost rear-ending
Ooh,
Snaky,
got in the
actually.
back of him.
Yeah. No damage, though. Looks like he's just fine. So he
And
should
there's
be
the
all
rain
right.
starting to drop.
Yep. Wow, that was quick. DeFi down here on the hards. Gonna be in the rough right here. Nathan and Sebi, though, having a tasty little battle right there in 14th and 13th. Not too bad. But obviously, he just kind of gave it up. Nathan just kind of decided to let Rich Sebi go through. Probably smart. The harder battle is right in front of him. It's Dreams, Snaky, double A's, all fighting it in that 10th, 11th, 12th, trying to grab that final points position. Yellow Snowman holding his own here in 9th. And with the rain coming down, who do you think is going to be the best in this variable grip scenario?
Oh, that's a tough question. I haven't seen really these guys race in rain. Have they raced that in rain at all this season?
They've had a couple moments where it's been like little sprinkles, but I can't remember the last like big rain race for the life of me, if I'm being honest with you. I feel like they've been pretty
I don't
lucky not
know
really had
who's,
much
like,
rain.
Because usually a lot of the times you can see like who. Okay, these guys are dominant when it rains.
Oh,
like
yep.
Pogs.
That's
Jim.
true.
When it rains, they show out.
Yep, and now we've got that VSC actually from looks like Speedy Goose, who's already on the inters. A little bit early for him. I
Well, I
started
was
getting
gonna
on the
say
inters.
Zeech, Braided Axe, and Speedy Goose, they had to pit for the damage, so they probably
Yeah.
went ahead and did it since they were in there anyway instead of having to pit twice.
That's smart. Yeah, well, Zeech and Braid Axe did not get inters. They stayed on slicks. Snaky, though, did.
Yeah,
He's
see?
going in. Giants fan and Sketchable both went in. They gave up their track position for a virtual safety car pit stop. And now Drix leads still. But I know him to always be very good in these variables. Oh, yeah, round 1, Britain. That's what it was. Britain was raining. I was like, I know there was some rain. It was round 1.
I'll say I watched round 1 and Gamer with a drive-through.
Oh man, that's...
I watched round 1 from my phone in a car.
Did you really?
Yeah, I watched all 5 tiers or all 6 tiers on my phone.
Wow, where were you coming from on that day?
Louisiana, back home. We were seeing
dang.
family.
Nice. The dedication. Oh, bit of a mistake from Dreams right there. Caught a little slippery, and there's a McLaren who's backwards. It looks like, oh no, it's Rich Sebi. He's made a mistake in the rain. Maybe locked up going into braking, and he's far down now to 13th. Unfortunate for him. A little bit higher up, it's Nathan and Double A's fighting it side by side to the sweeping hairpin, almost touching wheels. Nathan finds his way through. Double A's has to relent. That was tasty. And DeFi on those hards sits at 11th. Like not that bad, right?
No, not bad at all. I mean, he stayed in the train. So
yeah. Now everybody's gonna start going in. Is Dougie Falcon's not gonna go in? That's my question. What? Dougie decided to stay out because his teammate Xylo went in, and now Dougie is screwed. Yeah, that is a lot of people going in the safety car or going into the pits right now. Everybody going in. Sketchy Bull.
So my
gonna
rule of
snap
thumb is always the DRS. The DRS call is always my
same
call of when I switch.
Yeah, that's what I'm always looking for as well. Now, it looks like they didn't look for that. Where is Sketchy Bull going to come out, though? Is he going to come out in front? He is, actually. He snaps Drix on the line, and Drix actually going to be under some pretty serious pressure from Giants fan, who was already on the inters. He went in one lap earlier. So Giants fan and Speedy Goose and Sketchy Bull all having one lap older inters.
Yeah, they pulled the undercut and it ended up working.
That we did. And now we're flying. We got Dougie Falcon still in the lead. What's he gonna do? Oh, he's struggling so hard. Look at this. Look at that track, man.
There's
That
the
is
DRS call.
That's bad. He should be wearing a swimsuit, not slicks. Oh my gosh, it is wet out there. He is big struggle bus. Even Sketchable, like in the braking right here, you can see that the level of grip is just so different. He does have a second gap on Drix. How long do you think Sketchable can hold this one off? Or do you think this might actually be a chance for a win for the Alpine?
I don't think holding Drix off is a completely different task in itself. On top of trying to drive in the rain.
That's a very good point. Yeah, just putting on the defense is going to be pretty tough. Now, Dougie Falcons is going to be flying as fast as he can into the pits. Let's see if he gets a drive-through or speeding into the pits from the late break. No, he doesn't. He does a good job to break in the wet. Really hard to break in the wet here into the pit stop. He did a good job. Sketchy Bull will best him very significantly. It's about a 30-second pit stop, so he's going to be about 15 seconds back on this one. Pretty huge loss. He's going to have DeFi and JJ right here are scrapping it in 13th and 14th. Wow, they're fighting it. For no points. I love it. Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, Dougie Falcons, he's starting to drop so many positions in the pits. Sits in fourth. Looks like he's finally getting out of his pit box. And is he even going to be in the top 10? Barely.
I don't think he is.
He'll barely be
He'll
out.
be
He's
close.
out right there. Yeah. Just in front of Estemba. Yellow Snowman into 9th. You know what? We haven't talked too much about Yellow Snowman, but this race has been pretty dang good for him, has it not? So
yeah,
far.
even the qualifying. It's been better than his season has been this year.
For sure, yeah. He's definitely had quite a few, for lack of a better term, unlucky moments, especially, we just harken back to round 1, where he had a really solid chance at a podium, potentially even a win, and he got caught up in a spun car where there was nowhere he could go and just straight nosed him with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, that's been the definition of his season so far this season. Just about every race.
Yep, basically. It's been pretty tough, but he's at the best attitude he possibly can for the amount of trouble he's found himself in.
Right.
And he's putting down a good race today. Now in 4th place and 3rd place, it's Giants fan fighting it again with Xylo. Reminding me of last season's crazy battle. It's like whenever I see these two on track together, it makes me kind of feel like when we see Verstappen and Lewis anywhere near each other on the track nowadays.
Yeah,
it's like
you know something's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting one way or the other.
It's always good. And you also remember the old days of like, oh, these guys, well, they used to go at it. But now they've become a little bit more civil with each other, I feel like. They've found the limits on each other.
It's crazy. It really is kind of crazy. I've been hearing talk of like Lewis going to Red Bull. I would love to see it as much as, you guys already know. I'm not the biggest fan. I'd love to see them with the same equipment.
It'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
It would.
It'd be
I think you'd have Nico Rosberg and Lewis all over again.
Yeah, I don't know, though, because think about the age of these drivers now. I mean, Max is still young. He's still in his 20s. Lewis is almost 40. Like, the level of aggression, like, the way that they drive is just so different. Speaking of level of aggression, look at the way Drix is attacking these corners. This is disgusting. How does he do that, man? I don't get it. He. By the way, fun fact. You know how everybody here runs on, like, 55, 57-ish brake bias? Drix is running, like, 53.
Like 52?
Yeah, he's like 52, 53,
That's
yeah.
ridiculous.
I
With
don't
no
get it.
assist.
Yes, exactly. With no assists, yeah. He's unreal. He's even been turning out the race 9 lately. Like, this is
Here he goes.
pure pace. He stays behind. And look at the smartness and, like, how he stays behind, too. He's not staying behind and getting unreasonably close to the Alpine. He's just letting him drag him along. Because he knows it's not slowing him down too much, No point in oversending it. That's the spot right here. Very smart. Very smart. Got him slipping. Sketchable, though, has tons of ERS to fight it back. Right up on the back of him. Sketchable a little bit less kind, I guess, with the way that he's taking that corner and really went for it. DeFi and OTC Dreams had a little bit of a collision down at the bottom. Let's see what happened with them. Dreams especially falling down the grid. And Sebi and J-Joe now the fight for 14th and 15th. Man, there's fights all up and on the grid. This is crazy, man.
Yeah, they've packed up pretty well. I mean, you'll have 3-4 cars altogether,
yeah.
which, I mean, tier 1 and tier 2, that's normally how it gets.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I've seen tier 1 where it's like 15 cars in a row, DRS train. Like, it's gotten to that point, man. It's been pretty nuts. Xylo actually catch up to Sketchable. Sketchable probably going to be done and dusted here. Yep, almost certainly into turn 1. Yeah, Sketchable just decided to relent and let it through. Oh!
A little snap.
Bit of a lockup and a snap there for Sketchable. It almost looked like he hit somebody the way that snap worked out.
And Drix has almost gone by a second and a half.
That's crazy. Gets through and it's gone, girl. Look at the way Giants fan attacks that corner. Huge move on the inside over Sketchable because he's going to be able to have the outside. He's going to look for the switcheroo. He can't find his way through, but it was almost a pass done by Giants fan in a very unconventional area. And you can see Sketchable is really struggling with these tires.
Yeah, I was about to say Sketchable looks like he's struggling in the wet.
Is he over pushing?
I wonder if he's one of those, either that or he went with low downforce.
Yeah, it could be.
Which, I mean, right there, Giants fan just kind of blew by him. I doubt he's got low downforce.
Yeah. I think he's struggling just in general with the wets. You know, he's probably on a very dry setup. And Giants fan, he also has way more energy. Look at Giants fan. He's got 50% still. Sketchable's barely holding on to 25.
Right. I think Sketchable's just trying to hold on for dear life and hope it gets dry soon.
Yeah, he's one of 2 drivers out there with a penalty. We do have DeFi retired. DeFi. Oh my gosh, that might be it right there. Yeah, DeFi. Right there on the left side, you can see on the standings. Yeah. Oh, the car's knackered. It is destroyed. And that's our full safety car. First one of the session. 7 laps in. DeFi out of the race as his first time as a full-time driver. He has crashed here in Moose Racing. That's tough, man. That's tough.
Yeah, I hate to see it, especially your first drive as a full-time. Yeah.
Yeah, I never liked that. That's unfortunate. Now, it looks like Snakey and a few other people probably don't have the best spot when it comes to their safety car, pit stop strategies. Dougie Falcon's going to grab this opportunity. Yellow Snowman also going to grab an opportunity for some fresh ones. Are they just going to go with fresh interns, or do they have wing damage, do you think?
I don't know. Let me jump on and find out.
Oh. I'm hearing, actually, quite a few people let me know in the chat that a lot of people are using 53, 54 brake bias here at this track, which is quite impressive. I don't know how y'all do it.
There's not too many super hard braking zones. A lot of it's high to medium speed corners.
That's a good point.
3 really hard braking zones.
That's a very good point. Yeah, there aren't as many other tracks for sure. However, I mean, this track definitely does still require you to be pretty precise on your brakes, and at a 53 brake bias, it definitely does allow for mistakes to happen under braking.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, none of these guys are getting wings, so...
Nope.
Is the rain here to stay?
I think it just might be
the only reason why you're putting on fresh inters, no?
Yeah, however, I mean, fresh inters to go 20 laps is a big stretch. That's hard to run those that long. They do run, but that's really tough. So it'd be interesting to see if they can make them work. Now, obviously, once you hit to a certain point, they start to kind of become slicks. So if you're out there and it's dry, like, you get the grip back, which is pretty funny. The slick intermediate, as was coined by, what's it called? Alex Albon in that Australia race. The slick intermediate, yeah. Also, if anybody's able to invite Nathan, that would be lovely. Looks like he's been knocked out of session. Pretty timed off. Sebi says it's actually almost full wet, in his opinion.
Almost full wet?
Yeah.
The track doesn't look that wet.
It doesn't to me either. I don't see big puddles or anything like that.
Usually full wet, like, there's not a lot of spray coming off the cars. Like, full wet is usually hard to see, period.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what he'd be thinking about full wet. However, it could be that there's some bigger puddles piling up in spots that I don't see.
Right. Very true.
A spectator camera could just not, be giving us all the proper visual to show that it actually is as wet as they say. Obviously the drivers, they've got their butts in the seats. They know better than we do actually how that track condition feels. So If you were, say, somebody who's in a bit of an interesting position when it comes to, pit stops like Giants fan or Sketchy Bull who haven't gone in for some fresh tires in a little bit, what do you think you'd be thinking right now? Would you be thinking like, hey, let's keep trying this thing to stay out until the strategy tells us to
me,
go back
it
in?
really depends on. I mean, they have the access to the weather reports. I wish us as commentator had access to it so we knew.
Right.
But I mean, if it's going to dry out, there's no way I'm pitting. I'm going to run the intermediates until, like you said, they basically become slicks.
Yeah, I would go as long as I possibly could. Now, obviously,
especially with the pit lane like this, where it's a super long pit lane, you lose so much time.
Yeah, 30+ seconds. I mean, even under safety car, it's still 15. Yeah, here in Silverstone are the worst. You're right. Silverstone's especially long. It's crazy. That one always, it always shocks me when I go in there. I just realize, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be in here for a literal minute. This would be great. I mean, at least the lap times at Silverstone aren't super quick. Like, they're decently long, so does kind of make up for the exceptionally long pit stop. But still, a lap like here around Paul Ricard, it's not nearly as long as those Silverstone laps, and so you feel it when it comes to that distance of the pit lane.
Yeah. Imagine putting a long pit lane or a slow pit lane like that, knock it to the 37-mile-an-hour ones at like Austria.
Oh my gosh.
Where your lap times, full fuel is what, 108, 109, 110, 111.
You would just get lapped every single time you go into the pits.
Yeah, every time you go to pit, you're getting lapped.
Imagine that.
Watching an Indy race.
Yeah, that would be hilarious, man. That would be just too dang funny. Luckily enough, we don't have to deal with that. Of course, we've got better track designers than that, so that's a good thing. But only just a little bit better. Speaking of which, actually, better track designers. Fun fact, while we've got a little bit of time to chat about fun fact, did you know that Karun Chandok actually helped redesign the Abu Dhabi circuit when it got resurfaced? Yeah. When
the race came on, he was there explaining like what they did and why they did it, and
yeah, that's true. Well, it looks like we're gonna get a late safety car call in. It's already gonna be going in, and so Drix gonna be slow to restart right here, holding at about 40 miles an hour, which I think is perfect. At 30-40 is like exactly where you want to be. Waiting for it. He's still not going. Now he's gonna go. Not quite yet. There he goes. There it is. He waited so long. Really waited long on that one.
Winflow restart.
That's true. Minico, though, really catching a good jump on Sketchy Bull. Going to take the outside line over Sketchy Bull, around the outside, into turn one. Does he make it stick? I don't think he did. No, he had to stay behind.
No.
It's tight, though. A little farther back, we got a McLaren of Rich Sebi kind of getting pushed to the wide a little bit. Yellow Snowman just behind him, and Double A is behind him. Dreams and J-Jo. Dreams and J-Jo closing in hard on the next cars. Ooh, bit of a snap right there from Double A's and the Williams, but both the drivers behind find a way to avoid it. That's getting scrappy for sure. The Alpha Tauri just closing the door on the Aston Martin, and higher up. Oh, it's getting really scrappy. A Red Bull of CDR Nathan is side by side with Yellow Snowman going into that fast left-hander. Yellow Snowman ducks out to the outside, now to the inside. And he's going to be side-by-side with both Double A's and CDR Nathan effectively, as he's kind of like splitting the difference between the two of them. Big send right there. Yellow Snowman, smart send, but CDR Nathan could close the door off on him. Almost rear ends.
Romero almost messed up everybody.
Yeah, Esteban, right?
Yeah.
Woo. That was a tasty little restart. That was nice right here in that midfield, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
All this midfield action right there actually just get me thinking, holy crap, they're really fighting it. Actually, Snaky, Dreams, Double A's. J-Jo, this is the tight one right here. This is the real tight battle. That's where problems happen. It's back right there. The Alpine, almost Alpine dives to the inside. There's a collision. Alpine and a Williams. Snaky and Double A's. They found a way to hit each other. Snaky with a super aggressive send on the inside of Double A's. Double A's know where he could go. It looked like it's a bit of a lap, really late move right there from Snaky. Snaky backing out from the Alpha Tower. He's smart. Doesn't want to make a move over Braided Axe quite yet. I think he needs to cool down a little bit. He's going to have the inside line here. Pushes Speedy Goose actually off. Hits him. Speedy Goose has to go wide. And so lose 2 positions for it.
On the inside of Scornsy going into turn 1.
Does he have it? Think he might?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, comfy. Great move. That was also smart from Scornsy to give him a lot of room. Ooh, Scornsy going wide, grabbing a 3. He's one of 2 drivers out there with 3-second time penalties. Now it's him and Sketchy Bull. That was some very clean racing, though, between them and Sebi. I like it when you see people giving each other room like that and, being okay with getting overtaken if it's for the sake of a good race,
Right, for sure.
Just doesn't happen enough. Oh, that's a spin right there for Aston Martin. That's Minico.
Did
he get tagged?
Minico was looking good, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, in fact, there's another
Oh,
spin
now
right there.
Atari.
It's braided axe. What's going on, man? This corner. It's the pirouette corner. Holy smokes.
I was on board with Maniko. I just saw an AlphaTauri go sliding by him
Me
sideways.
too. That was pretty comical. We're just enjoying watching
Good
some
Lord.
racing. But speaking of an Aston Martin of Jado almost collecting CDR Nathan right there coming out of the chicane. They're fine, and Gamer gets opportunistic, finds a way around the outside of them. He's back up into 12th now, gets just in front of Jado, but still behind CDR Nathan going into the fast right-hander. Jado, huge run on Gamer coming out of that right-hander. Has to back out of it, though. No way he could continue. And not going to send it down the inside right there. Smart move to stay behind. Not worth the send. This is crazy scrap. This is wild. At the top, we haven't been able to take a look at the guys at the top, right?
there.
Yeah.
I haven't been even paying attention to those guys. To
It's
be honest
crazy.
with you, I've been watching the midfield.
That midfield is
It's been like
tight.
that all day, actually. Believe it or
Yeah.
not. Like any race I see, all the battles is from like P6 to P13.
Mm-hmm. That's where the fun's happening so far today. And right now the fun is definitely happening back there, but there's still a lot of fun going on for Drix, Xylo, and Giants Fan as they're holding down the podium positions pretty comfortably. Giants Fan pretty far away, actually, from the top two of Xylo and Drix. Xylo's catching up to Drix. Doing a good job to hold on to him. Behind that, we got, the top six are all decently far away. The top five, excuse me, and then Scornsy is almost 2 seconds away from Sketchy Bull. Huge gap. There's someone behind. The tight gaps, though, is Gamer and Nathan. And Esteban grabs three and almost side by side with the Williams. Or sorry, not the Williams, the McLaren and the AlphaTauri of Dreams and Sebi. Dreams just giving only barely enough room for Sebi. Hardly any at all. Oh, Dreams making a bit of a snap right there. Dreams going to collect the Red Bull. Oh, no, there's this collision.
Oh no,
That's it.
4.
Oh,
Red Bull got away. Nathan got away unscathed. He doesn't have any wing damage. I don't know how
Wow.
that happened, but everybody else, it looked like wings came off.
Yeah, and that's the safety car right there. And rain is supposedly gone in about 10 minutes. So the safety car coming out now is going to allow people to make some seriously brave strategy decisions.
See, to me right now, it looks like it's raining harder than it's rained the whole entire race.
Which is crazy, right? I'm thinking the same thing. But suppose the rain might come out soon. Never know.
Well, so 10 minutes. You said 10 minutes, right? That's
Yep.
about 7 laps, ish.
You're right.
I don't think you can pit. I don't think you can put on slicks with seven laps on slicks with it still raining. Be a terrible call, I think.
I agree. I mean, now that we're under safety car, it's definitely anybody's game. Braid Axe is going super slow. I don't know exactly what he's doing right here. Super slow, but we're going to go back up to the top with Drix and see what strategy decision he makes. Is he going to go in and pit? Or is something else going to happen? I'm curious what he's thinking. Looks like he is not going to pit. Most people not
So
going to pit,
they're on
actually.
8 and 9 lap olds. The freshest tires up front is Dougie. 4.
Hmm.
And he jumps in the
Interesting.
pits.
Oh, he did he? Interesting.
A lot of the midfielders, which I get that. If you're a midfielder, go ahead and put on the fresh tires. But if you're one of the front runners, you don't give up that track position because they would have went in. The guys in the midfield wouldn't have.
That's true. That's a very good point. Now we got Braid Axe. Ooh, with 3 seconds right there. Is Braid Axe going to be retiring the pits? Is he going to be staying out? It looks like he's staying for it. So he's got a chance to recover. I mean, I see Braid Axe finding a pretty good recovery drive right here, personally. I think he's going to do pretty good. Rampage says, light rain didn't feel too bad on the dries. This is more than we had in Tier 2, though, which is definitely correct. Tier 2 is nowhere near as rainy as this is right here. This is thoroughly wet. So we shall see.
Now, if someone came in the chat and said that it looks more wet weather, wet tires, I'd believe that.
Yeah.
'Cause looks like it's pouring.
Yeah, right? Which is crazy that they're also getting, notice is that the rain might just stop in like 10 minutes, right? Like, imagine, dude, it goes hardcore downpour and then out of nowhere it just cuts off and it's gone.
Right.
That's crazy, man. This is absolutely wild.
France has always been like this in this game, though.
It has.
France
you're
does this a
right.
lot.
The most variable weather for sure, and that
Yeah.
makes it that makes it fun,
Spas like that, Austria.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. Spa especially, because Spa could be raining in half the track and not even raining in the other half.
Right.
It could be wild like that.
I mean,
man.
the IRL race a couple weeks ago was
Oh, it was
a perfect
wicked.
example of that.
Yeah. In fact, speaking of which, I remember in Spa, in our league racing, there was a moment where I remember not pitting. because the rain had just barely started. As I was coming around like the last 2 corners, I was like, I don't know. I should probably keep it out for 1 lap. The problem is that lap is so long that by the time you get back, it's full downpour. So you have to pit the moment you see a sprinkle there, even if your inters are going to be a little bit toasty. Here, though, the lap isn't quite as long, so you usually have a little bit more forgiveness. But, yeah, like you don't have to go up a
Too much shorter. So a lap at what's a race lap at Spa? 40 in the 40s.
What do you mean, like time wise?
Yeah.
2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yep.
I don't remember it being that long.
It's it definitely does rack up pretty quickly. That's why there's so few laps. It's like 20 laps, 19 laps. It's tiny.
I despise that track. That's why, because I don't ever race it.
It's a tough one for sure.
Track. It's my least favorite track in the game, hands down. I've never finished a league race there.
Never,
Actually,
ever.
I lied. The first league race I ever finished there was this season. I raced the no assist race there, and I actually finished.
No, hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Off pace, but I finished.
You finished. That's what matters. That's the first time for everything. Now, right now, somebody who really wants to finish, not just finish, but also finish at the top of the step is Xylo. He's sitting pretty in second. But the person with a little bit better tire wear is Yellow Snowman in 6th on just 6-lap-old tires. Everybody in front of him all have older tires. What are you thinking about Yellow Snowman in his current strategy right now? Do you think this is going to play really into his favor, or do you think he's going to be...
I think it is. Like, he'll get at least the first 2. Scorenzi and Sketchy for sure. I don't know if Drix, Xylo, and Giants will have too much pace, but I'm actually really surprised Xylo held on to Drix that whole stint.
He was doing a great job, wasn't he? I was pretty impressed.
He stayed within 3 to 6 tenths almost that whole stint.
Yeah, that is no small feat, especially against Drix, let alone just staying within somebody that close under these kinds of conditions. It's tough. Now we got a safety car going in. You know how I mentioned the safety car goes in super early? Look at how much track is left.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man.
Like a third of the more than a third of a lap. But.
Yeah, it feels like it because the way that these sectors are laid out, Sector 2 is relatively small. And Sector 1 especially is pretty small.
And
Sector
it's super
3
fast because it's all mainly straight.
Correct. Sector 3 is by far the longest sector when it comes to time. So, yeah, a lot of opportunity for people to have some funky safety car strats. I wonder if Drix is going to keep the same strat or something else.
I like to see people switch it up. Don't be predictable.
Yeah, with the safety car restart strat. I want to see Drix like hit it right now,
And just hope he doesn't meet the safety car before the pit lane.
Look what I said. He did it.
Oh, he did it. Oh, did he?
Went for it. Yeah, he did. Oh, yeah, he went up to 90. I was like, oh, yeah, he flew. He's off. A good way to snap off Xylo, too. Xylo losing out half a second right there. Nobody else behind really ready for that one, it looks like. A lot of big gaps. Double A is the only one really kind of wise enough to it. And same thing with Dougie Falcons on the inside of Speedy Goose. Dougie Falcons might make a send right here. He's almost certainly going to have it done and dusted. He will have it done and dusted before they even get to turn 1. And it's the McLaren down to 12th, the Ferrari up into 11th, and J-Joe getting caught up a little bit, having a bit of a mistake right there, losing some time, and getting ever closer to Dougie Falcons. Now, we talked about the Yellow Snowman. He sits here in 6th, still unable to get in front of Scornsy, who's now a full second behind Sketchy Bull. Terrible restart for Scornsy, honestly. I think he has...
Yellow's going to want to clear him as quick as possible if he's losing that much time.
He needs to, and he does have a lot of energy. And both of them are burning, but there goes Yellow Snowman.
Got him.
Huge pass. It's no problem for him whatsoever. Snakey going to take an inside line right in between the two of them.
Lord.
Wow. Snakey, who's going to be late on the brakes? Snakey putting Scornsy all the way to the edge of the track. Can he hold on to there? Snakey just barely closing the door on him. That's fair and clean and hard racing right there from Snakey to get in front and have Scornsy lose 2 positions in one straightaway.
Even though it was against my driver, I love that move of pinching somebody to the outside.
It's brave, yeah. And it was
take away as much track away from him as possible.
Exactly. And it was just enough to the point that obviously, Snakey isn't going to, or Scornsy isn't going to lose grip on these curbs. So it's not like it's going to totally make, have him make a big mistake, but it's enough to the point that's going to make him, run out of that space to have the confidence to turn in hard. And that was really smart. Now, Double A is right up on the back of Scornsy, looking for an inside line right here. Almost certainly going to get it. Whoa, what a run he gets. What a run he gets going on his way into the penultimate corner. Double A's will probably be in front of Scornsy, well in front. Good pass from Double A's, and Scornsy dropping positions. Yeah. Think it's those old inters?
The P8 in a lap.
Yeah. I think it's the old inters, or do you think it's something else?
No, I mean, he is on the 11 lap old. I don't know. It might be a setup problem.
Could be, yeah.
Snowman got Sketchy Bull also.
Yep. You had mentioned that you thought he was going to get Sketchy Bull and Scornsy pretty quickly. Now,
Right.
is Snowman going to be able to find a whole second to catch back up to Giants fan Xylo and Drix, who hold down the top spots? Which Drix, dude, he just looks so dialed in today.
Well, that was my worry. That's why I only said Sketchy Bull and Scornsy, was because these guys, the pace.
Yep.
By the time Yellow Bull's cleared the other two, these guys would be up the road a little bit. But it looks like he's putting time into them.
He is, yeah. And now also, I do want to mention Giants fan Xylo and Drix are our consistent, like, 3 most successful Moose Racing League drivers in Tier 1. So it's pretty cool to have them all 3 on the top right now. It's kind of like 3 legends. And it's fun that they're all in different teams this season, too. Makes it extra fun. So only crazy things to happen from here. Now, I do know that Yellow Snowman obviously has his friend Socklight Taco giving him lots of notes and love in a VC, giving him some race engineering. I'm sure they're hearing us right now. So, Socko, if you're hearing us right now, make sure Yellow doesn't mess us up. He's doing a great job. Double A's and Minico and Dougie Falcons all scrapping it right there, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Minico actually pretty far off of it. Ooh, Dougie almost looked for the inside through that corner that already took Double A's out once. It's Double A's and Snaky. They were the ones that collided right here not too long ago. Now Double A's is on the back end of Snaky and giving him a little bit of a love tap. Snaky, very quick to apologize, though, in the Tier 1 chat, I do want to mention. So great character of driver right there, I do want to mention. It deserves a little bit of notice. The Alpines, 5th and 6th. How about that, Toby?
Oh, Dougie Falcons comes in and pushes Double A's just out of the way.
What was that said? That was crazy. That came out of nowhere.
And it made Double A's lose even more time and got overtaken by Minico also.
3 positions.
Right.
Or 2 positions. Oh my gosh, that's rough. That was totally out of nowhere. Wow. Yeah. So how about these Alpines, man? 6th and 5th. What a.
They need it. I'm telling you. I'm happy for them. I hope they do good.
I know. They really do need it. The way that I look at it, so long as they're scoring points and Mercedes and Williams aren't, I'm fine. That sounds great.
Right.
Because that just means that the championship gets even tighter. Everybody starts getting closer and closer and closer to each other, which means that we might even have a championship decided at the very final round, potentially even the very final race. Here's Dougie Falcons making a move on Snaky. Easy done and dusted right there, going into the next chicane. Snaky just not having anywhere near enough ERS. They're closing on the Alpine hardcore there. Oh, it's a teammate! It's a teammate tap!
Alpines hit each other!
Oh, no! Snaky and Sketchy Bull! Oh, that is nightmarish. We were giving so much love to the Alpines. Look what we did. We cursed them. And a VSC is out. And it's a full safety car. It's transformed. Semtex is going to be mad at us. Uh-oh. Colby. We gotta hide, man. We gotta turn off Discord for a little bit and pretend that we don't exist, because ooh, he's gonna be pissed. Jesus. He's not gonna be happy. That's tough, man. That forced Sketchy Bull down to 8th, who's looking so solid. He still has his wing plates, but Snaky losing an end plate. Yeah. Oh, actually, Double A is losing all of his wing. Oh yeah, Double A's I think got caught up in them too as well. Jordan says the puncher curse strikes again. Uh-oh. Oh no. What have we done? What have we done? Well, this shakes it up, does it not? Now, do we see people going in and making pit stops? That don't have wings? Dougie's going to go in. Yeah. Giants fan stays out.
He didn't have damage.
Yeah. You're right. About half the grid right now is going into the pits. Top 4 did not, though, so it's Drix, Xylo, Giants fan, Yellow Snowman, still.
And it's still raining.
Yeah, it is.
And they're on the oldest tires by far.
Yeah.
Double A's going on mediums.
Yep, I saw that. This is such a brave call. He is expecting the rain to stop by the time the safety car goes in. So he must have heard a call that says the rain should stop any minute now. And he's looking to be the one that gets the most advantage out of it. Let's see how he handles his outlap. He's going to be on ice.
Yeah,
What do you think? Yeah, what do you think about this one, man?
This is a hard call to make.
This is so brave from Double A's. I mean, I've seen this work for some people before, but this is really brave.
It still looks like it's raining pretty good out there.
It does, right? Well, you say that in the rain.
Because even if it stops, I mean, the track's still. Let me go on onboard. I guess it slowed down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Now in the Tier 3 race, when it stopped raining, it went from like stop raining, track dry, like within a lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I don't understand how the track drained that fast, but
Yeah. Now, Sketchable is saying, or Sebi is saying that Mark said that it's got 5 minutes left until the rain goes in, and I've heard that also. Sketchable, he went in, but did not change his wing, so Sketchable's gonna have to go in for a second time.
oh man, I hate that. This
sucks.
game didn't start doing that until last game, 22.
Yep.
When you hit and it wouldn't change your wing damage if you had anything better
Less-
than yellow.
exactly,
If
yeah,
it was yellow, it wouldn't change it.
Yeah, and
I
that
hated it.
It blew him in. Yeah, exactly. Now whenever I start a race, I automatically set it to yes change before I even get into anything, because I just want to make sure that it's for sure going to give it to me. You know, it's just too much of a risk. That is crazy though. The top 4 are the only ones still out on those old tires besides Speedy Use. Oh.
Yeah, I don't think
Pits.
they want to have to pit twice. Oh, Dougie Falcon.
A lot of people are pitting. Hold on. Are we seeing mediums
Yeah.
going on now? Dude, no shot. Is like half this grid about to go mediums. No.
Yes, I mean, don't be surprised somebody throws on
shot,
softs. There's only 8 laps.
That's true. There's Speedy Goose actually putting them on right there. You said it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna get wild, man. This is gonna be really wild. And the safety car is gonna go in at the end of this lap because all the drivers found a way to catch up before they got to the pit stop. So the safety car will guaranteed go at the end of this lap. So whatever condition we got at the end of this lap is where it's gonna go. And even if these guys, like, here's the question though, because these guys that are just getting on fresh dries, being really Speedy Goose and Double A's, and that's it. You know, as the track dries out, it's a question of how long will it take for it to dry out, and how much pace are they going to be missing out on while it's still drying. That will, you know, how far is it going to put it back? You can see Speedy Goose right now. He's struggling on the softs big time.
Yeah, and you'll notice it really quick. I was engineering Gwenfro in that Tier 3 race, and the pace difference when the crossover time comes, it's
massive.
immense.
Yeah, it's massive.
Huge. You'll see 2 and 3 tenths a corner.
Yep. I'm curious how Speedy Goose is going to handle hard braking. Look at the way he has to brake into this chicane. I mean, I don't know, man. It's literally still sprinkling. Look at him.
Right.
He's still sliding.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This seems early.
Oh, and he's done.
Oh, my gosh. No. He's out. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wow. Under just his own power. Oh, and the safety car goes
Safety car
in.
in this lap.
Wow.
Oh, man.
That is
Well, I
brutal.
guess that's our answer to
Is it too
whether
early?
it was the right call or not.
Uh-huh. Dang.
That hurts.
And I will say-
Speedy Goose was doing so well.
He was doing great. And he also gave one of the best setups that I've ever had when it comes to this track, too. I used his setup. So,
Rampage in chat says, I think it still enters.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I think so, too. Oh, man. That is rough,
But how much
dude.
are these guys up front, these front 4, going to struggle
Yeah, those old inters, that's the
on
question.
these super old enters?
Drake's looking like he's still waiting to go. Is he going to go straight into the corner? He will. Yep. Xylo was decently ready for it. Everyone was decently ready for that one. That's what it looks like. So now we're back in the racing condition, and we got a pretty solid launch from the top 4. Estenba catching up a little bit to Yellowstone, but not that much. Behind them, we got Gamer to Zeech to Nathan to Dreams to Braided Axe. Both those Alpha Tauris were once 19th and 20th, so that's pretty crazy. We got Scorns in 11th, 70 and 12th, JJo in 13th, Snakey in 14th, Minicone in 15th, Doug in 16th, Double A's falling down the grid in 17th on the mediums.
Double A's, yeah.
And Sketchable spun.
Spun out of turn 2.
Yep. Wow. Estenbot, you're right. He's catching Yellow Snowman so quick. Oh my gosh. He's really flying. Oh, hold on a second. Yellow Snowman's under pressure now. He's in danger a little bit, I would say. Maybe not a whole ton of
Yellowstone is
danger.
definitely running lower downforce. He was putting a little
time.
bit of time on him there.
Oh yeah, big time
Straight.
lower downforce.
But in the corners, it goes down.
Yep. Yeah, this is gonna be tight, man. This is gonna be very tight. Down to the wire. We got 7 laps remaining. The rain is still sprinkling down, so it's still enough to keep those inters viable. As you can see from Double A's, he's just way down at the bottom of the grid. Yeah, he's really roughing it right now.
We had this question in Pier
Oop, yellow flag.
3, I think. Me and
Oh!
Glenfro were talking about it.
Sebi
Oh, yep.
and Dreams. They caught up with each other. Oh no. Looks like in the hairpin, yeah. What were you saying?
When do you call it when you're like, okay, so even if it drives, I'm not pitting? At what lap would you call that?
I would say lap 23, 24.
23, 24. So with like 4 laps left, you do inters on dry.
Yeah, I'd stick it out. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, with this long pit lane.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, maybe even more. At this point, I'd be pretty close to just full committed by now. Just say, you know what, I'm going to stay out no matter what at this point. Unless there's a safety car.
Right.
Yeah, no shot. Now, it'd be brutal if somebody did decide to go in, and then as they're going in, a safety car comes out and messes everybody else up that didn't go in. That'd be so brutal. But I don't think it's going to dry up by the end of this race, man. I think it's going to stay wet enough to the point the inters stay viable for the next 6 laps, and I think we're going to finish off under inter condition with no more DRS, which means that people like Gamer, who's right up on the side of Estenbaugh, is going to have to go around the hard way. Gamer has a chance of potentially rear-ending his teammate into the same corner we had Alpine's rear-end.
on the brakes.
Yeah, that's a really good way to actually modulate the brakes. He got
really
a little bit of rotation.
late, especially in the wet. Good lord.
It was brave, but he got good rotation out of it, and it put him in front of Estenbaugh, so now he's in a good position. It's a really good move, actually, from Gamer. I can't even lie.
That was.
It was pretty skillful. And now he's just trailing his teammate, Yellow Snowman, by just about 1.5 tenths. Yellow Snowman on those old tires. Gamer now about to hold off everybody else behind him, unless they, of course, collide.
Giants fan is starting to struggle a little bit, losing space to the top 2.
That's true. He's on the oldest tires in the whole grid. Very oldest tires, so we'll see what he can do right there. Now, behind the 2 Haas's, the 2 Alfa Romeos, sitting in 6th and 7th. One of them having a penalty.
Xylo jumped in the pits. The rain stopped.
Yeah.
It's still wet.
It's still wet, though. Softs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
again.
Lord.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we said it was the 4 lap mark, but he's got 6.
Yeah. That's a lot of time to make up in 6 laps.
It's a lot of time, but that track is not dry. How long it's gonna take to dry out is your question. We've got a wing change for Sketchy Bull. All the back 6 drivers are all on, or back 5 drivers are all on softs, but Drix up at the front is still sitting on those inters. What kind of lap times are these guys gonna be putting down? Let's see what Xylo's got right here. Dude, I mean, he's in a tough spot. Bring it X!
That's gonna be a safety car, ain't it? Yeah.
Dude, if it is, not yet,
not.
because we don't have Xylo up next to him yet. It just depends on where he is on the track and if Xylo will get close enough. No, he doesn't.
No.
Oh my gosh, no safety car.
car.
That's brutal for Xylo. That could have been it for him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
He's
usually
mad right now. He's cussing the game. I guarantee
for
you.
sure. He's so mad. He saw that one go out and he was like, oh, that's my chance. And it just doesn't happen for him. So now he's going to have to be really, really hard on it. He's going to have to find some serious pace in this crossover condition. A little bit farther ahead, it's Snaky and J-Jo fighting for that final points position. They're really fighting for it too. But farther in front, it's Estenbaugh to Zeech to Snowman. All tightly packed up. It's a very tight pack for sure. This is intense, man. This is really intense on the front.
Losing time.
Big time, yeah. Well, he lost 2 seconds and he got it back. Oh, bit of a tap right there for CDR Nathan against Estenbaugh. And it's scrappy in front of Estenbaugh. Zeech and Snowman, it's neck and neck going into turn 1. Who's going to be later on the brakes? They're equal on ERS, and it's going to be Snowman who holds out in front of Zeech. Look at that. Good holdout for him right there. Yellow flag in the back. It's the McLaren of Rich Sebi who spun it on the softs. Yeah, the softs were a little bit too early, I think. It's inters all the way to the end, I think, is the strats. And we got Minico and Snaky fighting it. Look at this right here. The 9th through 11th is tight. Oh my gosh, how are they holding it so close? Alpine of Snaky doing a great job to keep it clean with somebody. Aston Martin of J-Jo sneaking his way through. Zeech and Yellow fighting it? They are again, yeah.
Yeah.
Yellow Snowman finally got bested.
The top 3 away. The top 3 are gone.
Yep, they're flying.
Once
However,
Yellow and Zeech started fighting.
Yep, that's true. However, Zeech, though, now that he's clear on 10-lap old tires, do you think he can catch up to Giants fan? Gamer is, sitting in 3rd on better tires. Will he catch up?
Right. I mean, there's no reason why. Oh, DRS enabled. So now they're going to have DRS.
This is so weird. This condition is wild, man. Yeah. These conditions are as, I guess, like unpredictable as possible. There's Yellow Snowman just kind of watching Nathan and Estenbaugh have a little bit of a scrap. He's on decent, age tires, but not the best. Nathan, of course, on better. And Miniko, huge send up the inside. 5 lap old tires versus Yellow Snowman's 15s. Miniko probably going to have a better run on him as well. Yep, he does. Snowman, nothing he could do right there. Unfortunate, just the tire deg is hitting him hardcore.
Oh, Drix speeding in the pit lane. 5 seconds.
Drivers are going in.
Giants fan stayed out.
What? Hold on a second. Gamer also stayed out. Sebi has retired from the session. On track, he's crashed. Will we get the safety car, or are these drivers too far away and the car will be able to get towed?
They're a ways away.
I think the car's going to get towed. I think they're fine.
Yeah.
Yep, car's towed. No safety car. What do we see for Gamer and Giants fan? Do you think they can hold out with this very obvious going to be lack of pace going forward? Will they pit?
Oh, I don't know. And Giants fans, like you said, they might be slicks by now.
Basically, he's 20 lap old enters. They have slicked out for sure. He's holding a pretty decent gap against Gamer. It looks like he's not really losing too much time. It's very small margins here and there, but it's not too much to the point that it makes a very reasonable difference. Mod says, wildcard ending. That's a good way of putting it. Esteban and Zeech fighting each other, actually teammates, letting each other through. The DRS train's now going to start working really well for these teammates. Sketchy Bull's retired in the pits. He's done with it. We got 15 drivers left here, and 6 of them are on slicks. The other 9 are on inters. And you can see Drix, one of them on slicks. Let's watch his POV. He's on.
That's what I've been watching. I've been watching his time.
How fast is he right now?
He's catching for sure, like a tenth to about every corner.
Yep. But it's 12 and a half
it's gonna
seconds.
be enough, though.
It's 12 and a half seconds just to the next guy. About
Right.
17 seconds to the leader, I want to say, is maths. Let me take a look at this.
It's 3 laps, 4 laps.
19 and a half seconds, excuse me. Math is hard. So, yeah, 19 and a half seconds without these guys in front pitting, no shot. Speaking of which, yeah, nobody pitting. Everybody that's on inters has committed, and I think that's smart. J-Joe might get bested, but beyond that, I don't think anybody else.
Yeah, you had to commit right there.
You have to. Yeah. There's no way they can go in right now. So it's still scrappy, though. Scornsy, right up on the back of Dougie Falcons, has a chance of making a move on the Ferrari reserve driver, who's done a great job today so far. I got to give him that. But at the front, it's Gamer and Giants fan. Gamer's closing in. Gamer with a genuine, reasonable chance at a win right here. I did not think I was going to say that. Yeah. With 3 pit stops, you said?
Yeah.
What?
And, I mean, DRS is enabled. He's on the fresher tires. There's no reason why he shouldn't overtake Giants. Probably might be right here.
Giants fan does have him beat on ERS by a pretty big margin, like a 30% difference.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's pretty big. But if Gamer can just get like 1 or 2 really good exits, like that right there. Oh, my gosh, like that right there. That might be it. They're going to go side by side into the corner. Almost certainly Giants fan does not want to give this one up, but I think he's going to have to. He does. And Giants fan has to relegate. Sits into second now. He is struggling hardcore. Does he have a puncture?
Oh, those tires. Oh, he does.
That right front.
He has to.
That right front is done. I can see it wobbling.
Yeah.
The right front is punctured. Giants fan has grabbed a puncture here, and those slick intermediates have turned into puncture intermediates.
Oh,
and Giants
Lord.
fans' win is in the drain. No chance for him anymore. And he needed this win as well. But it's not going to happen. He's holding up everybody, too. He has to fly into the pits as quick as he can, grab softs, and just hope for a fastest lap point. A little bit of commisery,
22 laps.
consolation point. Yeah, dude. 22
Yeah,
laps.
Drix is within 4 seconds. He's made up, what, 12 seconds in 2 laps? 3 laps?
What? That's unreal. But he's still got 2 laps to go. Like I don't
Right.
see him chopping that much.
Well, look how you also have the penalties in front of him. Oh, he has a pen too.
He does. Yeah,
Oh, and
he's
his
got
is 5.
5.
Everybody else in front of him's
He-
3.
His was speeding in the pit lane. So he not only has to make up the 8 seconds he has to the leader, but also 5 seconds. He's got to find 13 seconds in 2 laps and make passes. And he's about to catch a lot of traffic right here. How does he handle this chicane? That's going to tell us if he's going to get a chance or not. This is going to be tough for Drix. Really tough. Gamer right now is so comfortably in the lead. 2.5 seconds ahead of Esteban, who's got a 3-second penalty. Drix closing on the Aston Martin of J-Joe. And the whole pack rapidly.
Oh, the
big mistake
grip.
from J-Joe.
Oh, my goodness.
What reaction time from Drix. I thought that was going to be race over for him. How did he dodge that?
It looked like it. I don't know.
I very actively jumped for a second. Very scared. And look at Drix fly through this
Lord.
hairpin. in front of one. Gonna have to stick behind. Yeah, he has to stick behind that one. Needed a slightly better launch on that one.
The difference is insane.
Goes around the outside. Yeah, it's one. Gonna take the outside line. Can't find it there. Make the inside line maybe. No, the Red Bull's making it as hard as he can for him. That's Nathan. Does not want to let Drix through. Drix so easy on the outside. 1-2 on the outside.
Get the hell.
And he's going to take the inside line right here over the Alpine. Almost certainly. It's going to be done for Snakey. There he is. Drix is all the way up into third.
He made it like 10 positions in like a sector and a half.
What a lap from Drix. That was nuts.
That's insanity.
But now he's on the final lap. He's got 4 seconds to the leader and then needs a 5-second penalty gap to beat off of that as well. Can he get 9 seconds in a single lap? If he can, he will somehow win this race. And he's going to make the pass right there. Huge move from Drix. Into second he goes. He's got 2.7 seconds. I see it reasonable now. I was not a believer until right now. He needs 7 seconds in this final lap. Can he find it?
I think he's going to get by him. I don't think he's going to be able to put that gap.
You don't think he's going to find 5 seconds in the Sector 3, where the intermediates are the weakest in Sector 3?
True.
He just got a whole second into chicane.
That's a big ass.
He's going to get him right here into the right hairpin. I guarantee you Gamer's not going to be able to hold him into this hairpin on the right. There's no shot. It's easily a second worth of advantage here into this open hairpin. Yep.
Look at that.
1,
That's just
2. Gonna look for the inside move. There it is. Done. Knew it. And there he is. He's through, significantly through. Gamer trying to force him to go wide. Not enough. Gamer, though, you might be right. I don't know about 5 seconds. It could be a win for Gamer. He just needs to have a really good final couple corners, and Drix needs to make little mistakes, and it could be there for Gamer. It's going to be to the line. I think Gamer might have it, though, unless he has a huge problem here.
He locked up.
It could be it. I think it's Gamer. Gamer's going to get it. Drix crosses the line in the lead, but Gamer will win it on penalties. He gets his first win in Moose Race in the Tier 1 of his history of his career in Tier 1. Great job for Gamer. Drix comes up in second after a ridiculous recovery, and Miniko on penalties grabs third. Wow. On penalties. Miniko grabs third. Esteban to fourth. Snowman to fifth. Xylo to sixth. And Snakey in seventh. J-Jo in eighth. Nathan in ninth. And Scornsy in 10th. That was one of the most insane final couple laps I've ever seen in my life. How did Drix come back with that, dude? That was ridiculous.
That's insanity. 16 seconds off the car in front of him, and then he gets by that car and the rest of the field.
How did he do that?
In 3 laps.
That's nuts. I always see a comment right there. Mano says, Drix, realistic Red Bull experience right there. Everybody else was driving Williams.
That's what riding with Max feels like, I guess.
Jeez, man. That's crazy. Wow. That's
I've never
crazy.
seen anything like that.
I haven't either. That was absolutely well deserved for Drix. You know, almost got that win. He was just like one more corner away from getting a win, I think. But Gamer, congratulations to him finally getting a win. If you wouldn't mind sending something into our chat, asking them if they want to jump in the interview box, that'd be lovely. That was absolutely nuts. It's crazy, man. Even Magical 4 had not even able to race tonight, and he's like, that was the craziest finish I've ever seen. That was nuts, man. Giants fan is definitely cry sad. He had a chance at a win, and now he finds himself all the way down into 11th place. Huge loss for him. But Gamer with the win after starting in 16th place on the grid as well in qualifying. Gets the win. Drix to second. Miniko to third. How did Drix not get the fastest lap? I don't know. Esteban to fourth. Snowman in fifth. Xylo in sixth. Snakey in seventh. J-Jo in eighth. Nathan in ninth. And Scornsy rounding out the top 10. The Red Bulls getting a double points finish. The Williams of Giants fan gets 11th, so he takes away the fastest lap point from everybody else. Double A's in 12th. Dougie in 13th. Dreams in 14th. And Zeech at the very end losing it and going down all the way to 15th. He was looking so good all the way up until that point as well. Holy smokes. That's great.
Giants, I feel bad for him because he just he made a brave call of just trying to hold it out. And
yeah, it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
That's about as photo finishes
as possible. That's championship
get.
Deciding decisions right there too, though.
Yeah. It's just, you're just like, you're in a rock and a hard place at that point, man. Like that's so rough, man. Like that's just got to be as hard as possible to make that decision that he was on. You know, whether or not to pit, it's so tough when you're in a position like that. So I think he gave everything he could. He made a decent call, but it just wasn't quite the right one in this case. And you know, you live and you learn. And that then gives us a 7th winner here in Moose Racing League's Tier 1. Every single race has
crazy.
had a different race winner. Are we going to have a whole season with different race winners? We have a genuine chance so far. Drix almost broke that today by getting second place. Had he had like one more corner, he would have had the first person in the season to get 2
Not even a
race
full
wins.
quarter. If he would have had a kink on that straight, he could have had it.
Right? I know, man. Wow. Gamer, if you want to jump in the media box, you're more than welcome to for the interview. Looks like we don't have anybody quite yet. I know Drix usually doesn't get a chance to jump in.
I'm gonna tag Gamer and Miniko.
We'll see. Miniko oftentimes does jump in, so we'll see if he does. He may just be, crying with the fact that he just got a podium out of nowhere off of penalties. I mean, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, I don't even know
either.
where he came from. Like when they crossed the line, I was like,
think he
Nico
was
in third? Like where was he even at?
I think he was in 7th.
And all this, the field was just that tight.
Yep. He just grabs it. Oh man. But it is what it is. Not always meant to be.
Nico.
Looks like it is. Yep.
Oh.
Oh, we've got Gamer. Hey.
Oh, Gamer just jumped in.
Gamer jumped in. Hello, Gamer. Can you hear us? He says, I don't know if my mic works, but I'll try. It looks like his mic is not working. He is not muted either. So, Gamer, can you hear us at all? We cannot hear you. If you can't hear us, we'll go ahead and get you out of here. But I do want to say great job. Oh, hold on a second. I heard
Oh,
something.
there he is.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing, man?
Bit shocked, to be honest.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that after a horrendous qualifying.
I mean,
But-
you came back, though. What a way to come back. That was
I
crazy.
don't think anybody expected any of that, to be honest with you.
Oh, man.
No,
That whole race was nuts.
it was a very nuts race.
But you know what?
Me and Snakey went from getting drive-throughs and 5-second penalties to climbing our way through the field. I don't know where you finished in the end.
I think you finished 5th.
5th, see, there you go.
Yeah.
We both stuck at it and it worked out.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's kind of like, I always I always preach this, like, it's not about what's happening every single lap. It's about what happens by the end of the race. And like, if you can just stick in it, you never know what's going to happen. The fact that the rain ended when it did, and you happened to just be out on fresher inters than everybody else, it was just game over from that point. You had Yellow Snowmen basically holding up everybody behind you for like 3 laps straight, right as the inters were starting to kind of get to their maximum amount of life. And that just got everything, for you, and you got to fly. And then, when Giants fan had the puncture, it was game over for you.
Yeah, well, when Drix was first and Giants was second, and Yellow had defended so well, I was like, I'll
Yeah.
settle for 3rd here.
Yep.
And then I saw Drix pit and I thought, this could be a scrappy end. And then I saw Giants let me through, and I was like, this is a bit confusing.
Yeah.
And then I looked at my delta, and he's 2.5 seconds behind, and I'm like, oh, he must have had an issue. I looked over to the stream and seen he had a puncture.
Yeah. And that was
And
it
then
right there.
And then the last lap was stressful as hell.
I was
kept
gonna
telling
say,
myself,
were you
"Keep on the
sweating?"
track, don't look up. Yeah, I was done for.
How hard were you sweating
know.
when you saw Drix gaining like 2 seconds a corner?
Well, I think I crossed the line to start the last lap, and he was 5.5 seconds or 4.5
He was,
seconds.
he was
behind
four.
with the
He was
penalty.
4 seconds back. You guys had a 9-second gap combined with the penalty.
Yeah, and I was like, "There's no way I'm 9 seconds a lap slower."
And
I thought, just
You're not.
Just do what I can, keep it on the track, and eventually I'll cross the line and I won.
yeah, you were
You get a
7
chance to go
seconds a
back
lap,
and watch that last lap. Go back and watch the last 2 laps
Yeah.
and
Oh.
watch what Drix did.
dude. There was
Exactly what I'm about to do.
the second to last lap was one of the most masterful overtaking like sequences I've ever seen somebody handle. Like it was out of this world. So yeah, you're in for a treat when you go watch it. But you were a full 7 seconds a lap slower. So it was literally one more corner, and Drix would have gotten you. So great job to hold off to the very end. That's all you needed was just the last little bit, and you got that win. Congratulations on being the next race winner here in Tier 1. We've now had a new race winner every single week here. And congrats for joining that group. Is this your first Tier 1 win ever?
No, this is actually the 3rd. I won in Belgium and
yeah,
Baku
way back.
before.
Yeah, it was like 3 seasons
A
ago.
couple seasons ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a hot
Then it
minute.
wasn't
So
as quick in the league.
yeah, I mean to be winning it against these guys, that's a serious achievement. So well done, man. Well earned. Very well earned.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Well, we will catch you later, mate. Good luck next week in Netherlands, and I hope the luck is just there with you like it was today.
I hope so too. Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Later, skater. right, Toby. Anybody else you want to bring up? Looks like we got Minico. I don't think we're gonna get Drix
I
probably,
think
but
Nico.
we'll see if we can get Mr. Minico. Mr. Minico, hello, my friend.
Hello. Oh my god.
How are you feeling after getting a P3 out of nowhere? What?
I mean, dude, this race, I hate this track. I'll say right here, this track, I absolutely hate it with a passion. So going into this race, I had zero expectations.
Yeah.
And after everything that was going on, I was down in P19 at like twice at one point. I was having such a terrible race. I just said, screw it. Go for the gamble. Go onto a set of softs. See what happens.
Yep.
And then, out of nowhere, the final lap, I was on all those guys. And thanks to me not having a penalty, getting that,
So you
getting all those positions was insane.
what position did you cross the line? I think it was 7th.
Like 7th, 8th, something like that. I'm not sure. Like I was way down.
Yeah, you were off. You were way off. But you know what? It worked out because sometimes it's just the cleaner driver that gets the points, and today it was that. Now this actually gets you in a really solid contention for the championship lead because this was a very good finish, and both the people in front of you, Magical Forehead and I still can't believe that Giants fan doesn't have a win, which still blows my mind. But they both obviously didn't score points. Magical Forehead wasn't even here, and Giants fan got 11th because of a puncture. So you have a genuine shot at a literal championship right now. How does that make you feel?
I'm not. Well, I mean, after this race, I thought I was out of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Actually, after the past 2 races, having that DNF in Vegas, and then obviously Spain being horrible when I could have been way up there, I was definitely looking down in the dumps after that. But after this, I'm cautiously optimistic. I still think it's a bit of a long shot, especially with Drix. I mean, Drix the past couple of races has been on fire.
Yeah, he's been flying.
And I just can't do anything about it. I think going into next race, we're actually tied on points after this.
I believe you might be. Yeah.
I'm 1 point ahead of Giants fans, so I'm like sandwiched between the two, kind of. So,
Yep.
well, I have to see come in next week. I don't even know what the next race is. I think it's Netherlands.
Yes,
is
Netherlands.
it?
Yep.
Yeah.
The IRL GP returns next week as well. So yeah, we're back to the IRL schedule of matching it. The only non-IRL schedule we're gonna hit now is Monaco for the final race.
That is true. Yeah. Well, I'll just have to see come Netherlands and just kind of take it from there. I mean, realistically, I'm just looking for a top 5 at the end of the season. But if I win the championship, that'd be insane.
Who knows, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Drix just popped in the chat. He says, "What the heck was that race? Stressful AF." I agree. He was stressing us out, man, because that last 2 laps, I thought he was actually going to win the thing, which is crazy. But hey, great freaking job, man. That was super fun to watch you, go out there and perform your best. And I'm excited to see what you got next week in Netherlands.
Thank you very much.
All right, Minico. We'll chat you later.
Yep.
See
Sure
ya.
thing.
All righty. Well, Toby, how about that for your first run here in Tier 1? How did you have a good time?
I mean, you ever need a co-com again, you just let me know. That's crazy.
I know, right? Oh man, it's always fun up here. It's always absolutely wild. There's no surprise why everybody shows up every single week to race here, because it's just phenomenal. And you look at the racecraft too. It's not just the pace, but it's also the racecraft. It's gotten so damn good this season. The little things that happen throughout the throughout the race today were all small things. It's never like these giant crazy errors or something like that. It's all just clean, calm, great racing from all these 20 drivers. And so I'm glad you got a chance to hang out with us tonight. And
that's what I'm saying. If Drix was to come into a lower tier and try to go past that many cars at that time, that
wouldn't happen.
At the same time, it wouldn't happen.
The only one that gave Drix trouble was Nathan when he was trying to pass people, and that was going into the final
I'm sure
3
I'll
corners.
see that later.
Yeah, but I don't think it's probably not gonna be a penalty. It wasn't quite a penalty. It was just Nathan was just like really didn't want to let him go, which is fair game. I mean, that's Red Bull versus Mercedes, absolutely fair game. But you know what? Drix found his way through, got around the outside. He says, "RIP speeding pen, I am dumb." I agree. He's very stupid. That's payback for him calling me stupid earlier. But nevertheless, it was actually just one of the most masterful performances I've seen coming back from a race. So I'm glad you got to hang out with that one. We're going to be going over to the NA race in 10 more minutes. So obviously this stream will automatically redirect you over there. But before we get out of here, Tolby, any closing thoughts?
No, championship is going to be close.
Very
like
close.
he said he's going to be 1 point in front of Giants fan, and then Drix is right behind him.
Yep.
And that's not a place I don't think anybody in this league wants to be, is in between Giants fan and Drix.
Nope. Sounds like a terrible place
I don't
to
think
be.
anybody wants to be in that spot.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it should come down to the wire.
Yeah, it definitely will, and I think it really will be a last race championship this time around, just like it was last season. It may even be down to a few points to the last race. You never know. So we shall see what happens. I wish everybody the best of luck going into next week. And again, thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out here tonight. I hope you guys all had a great time. Let's go give a ton of love to the no assist race. That race is always exceptionally lights out. So give tons of love to our friends Mock Mage and Pat the Rock over there. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see y'all next week for Netherlands. Bye.
When I seems lost, thoughts lead you astray. Then I cry, then I feel pain. Why do I suffer so much?